Karoline Leavitt stepped onto the vibrant stage of the Ellen Show in Los Angeles. Her eyes sharp, her posture rigid, sensing a trap beneath the bright lights. The audience buzzed, their cheers mixed with skeptical murmurs, unsure why the White House. Press Secretary Staunch Trumpoli was Elon's guest. Ellen sat in her chair, her smile wide, her voice light, but her eyes gleamed with intent. "Karoline, welcome," she said, her words smooth, teasing. "It's brave coming here. Defending Trump on my turf." The crowd laughed, the jab a spark in the tense air. Leavitt took her seat, her face calm, her voice steady, ready to strike back. "Brave," she said, her eyes locking onto Ellen. "I'm here for truth. Elena, your comedy routine." The crowd gasped. Some chuckled, others hissed her retort, landing as a bold jab. Ellen leaned forward, her smile tightening, her voice sharpening. "Truth," she said, her tone mocking. "You spin lies for Trump daily. That's your job, right?" The audience roared with laughter. The taunt was meant to rattle a veto, paint her as a mouthpiece out of her depth. Leavitt's lips curled. Her voice stayed clear-cutting through the noise. "Spin," she said, her eyes fierce. "I speak facts, Ellen, while you hide behind jokes to dodge real talk." The crowd hushed. Some clapped, others murmured, her comeback shifting the room's energy. She clutched a tablet, loaded with clips of Ellen's past interviews where tough questions were sidestepped. "You're the spinner here," Leavitt said, her voice bold. "Want to talk about my job? Let's talk about yours." The studio felt like it trembled. Ellen's smile faltered, her plan to humiliate Leavitt beginning to unravel. Backstage, her team watched the live feed, faces tight as viewer numbers climbed. Clips were already spreading, some praising Leavitt's nerve, others condemning her audacity. "She's turning it on Ellen." A producer whispered, "Get her a new angle," Ellen's manager said, scanning for anything that could shift the narrative. In the wings, Leavitt's aide smirked. "Karoline's got this?" Out front, the audience leaned in, their energy shifting. Some now looked at Ellen with doubt as Leavitt pressed forward. "You invited me to mock me," she said, her voice relentless. "But I'm here to call out your game, your fake charm, your old scandals." A wave of gasps rolled through the room. Some laughed. Others booed. The reference to Ellen's 2020 workplace controversy landed like a direct hit. Ellen's expression hardened. "You're out of line." "Karoline," she said, her voice cold. The stage pulsed with tension, no longer a talk show, but a raw, unfiltered clash. Outside the studio, news screens lit up. Clips of the exchange spread rapidly across social media. The nation was watching. Ellen gripped her chair, her authority beginning to slip. "You don't scare me," she said, but it sounded weaker than she intended. Leavitt's stare didn't waver. Her voice remained steady, cutting through the tension. Like a storm building momentum, the audience waited on edge for her next move. "Karoline." Leavitt's sharp words echoed through the Los Angeles studio, her attack on Ellen's image and past controversies igniting a storm. Reactions rippled across. The crowd gasps, uneasy laughter, shifting loyalties. Some still clung to Ellen's earlier humor. Others now leaned toward Leavitt's unapologetic pushback. Leavitt sat poised, her tablet glowing, niche clip a potential weapon. Ellen leaned forward again, face flushed, forcing a smile that didn't quite hold. "Out of line," she repeated. "Karoline, you're the guest, not the host. So maybe cool it with the attacks." Leavitt didn't hesitate. "Cool it," she said, eyes locked on Ellen. "You invited me here to be the punchline. I'm here to expose the act, not join it." The audience stirred, some clapping now, others murmuring as the balance of the room shifted. She tapped her tablet, pulling up a clippiel, sidestepping a question about the 2020 workplace scandal. Her charm slipping under pressure. "This is you," Ellen Leavitt said, her voice sharp, all smiles. No substance. The studio tightened again. Ellen waved a hand, laughing, but it came out forced. "Expose me?" she said, her tone edged with irritation. "You're a Trump cheerleader, Karoline. Spinning lies for a living, that's your act." Some in the crowd laughed louder this time, but not all. Leavitt's expression didn't change. "Cheerleader," she replied, swiping to another clip. Ellen, praising a controversial guest while dodging backlash. "You play nice for ratings, Ellen. A beat, I call that spin." The audience reacted instantly. Gasps, cheers, boos colliding in the same moment. Backstage, tension spiked. "She's hitting too hard," a producer said, scrolling frantically. "Find something now," Ellen's manager replied, urgency creeping into her voice. On stage, balance had shifted, and everyone could feel it. Leavitt's aide in the wings grinned, her voice low. "Karoline's flipping this," she said. Already, some now laughing at Ellen's flustered responses. Their earlier loyalty beginning to crack as Leavitt pressed forward. "You thought I'd be an easy target," Leavitt said, her voice relentless, her eyes locked onto Ellen. "But your jokes are weak. Your stage is crumbling and I'm showing why." The audience roared. Some stood. Others shouted. The hit landed. Ellen's hands clenched, her voice sharpening. "You're a guest, not a judge," she snapped. Her eyes cold, but the moment was slipping from her. Newsrooms across Los Angeles lit up with the showdown. Clips of Leavit's takedown flooded screens. The nation pulled into the chaos. Ellen's smile wavered. Her authority was unraveling. "You don't run this show," she said, but it sounded like a fading spark. Leavitt didn't flinch. Her voice stayed clear. Her momentum building like a storm sweeping through the studio. The audience leaned forward, waiting for the next strike. Karoline Leavitt's relentless push had shifted the room. Her sharp dismantling of Ellen's jokes and control was turning the tide. Laughter and boos mixed into a restless current. Some audience members now chuckled at Ellen's faltering lines. Others clung to their loyalty. The room had split. Leavitt leaned forward, her tablet glowing in her hands. Cheech clip another crack in the host's image. Ellen gripped her chair, her face tight, her voice edged with forced humor. "Karoline, you're pushing it," she said. "This is my show, not your soapbox." Leavitt didn't hesitate. "Your show," she said, her eyes cutting straight through her. "It's a stage for dodging truth. I'm tearing that down." The crowd erupted, cheers and hisses colliding. She swiped her tablet, pulling up another clip. Ellen laughing off a 2021 scandal. Question, brushing it aside with practiced ease. "This is your charm," Leavitt said, her voice sharp. "Hiding while I speak facts." The studio shifted again. Ellen leaned forward, her smile gone now, her voice sharper, more desperate. "Facts," she fired back. "You're a Trump mouthpiece, Karoline, twisting words for power. That's your game." The crowd laughed, some loudly, others uneasily. It was a swing to reclaim control. Leavitt's expression didn't change. "Twisting," she said, pulling up yet another clipple, praising a controversial guest while sidestepping backlash. A pause, then she looked straight at her. "You bend truth for applause, Ellen. I call that fake." The audience gasps, some clapping, others booing. Leavitt's strike turned their laughter into something sharper, something aimed back at Ellen. Backstage, Ellen's team scrambled, tension rising as the live feed spiked with millions watching. Leavitt's clips were dominating online, her attacks trending, splitting viewers between outrage and awe. "She's killing us," a producer muttered, clutching a laptop, digging for anything to counter. "Find dirt fast," Ellen's manager snapped, urgency breaking through her composure. Off to the side, Leavitt's aide smirked. "Karoline's winning." The audience felt it too. The mood shifted more, people now laughing at Ellen's strained responses. Their cheers for Leavitt growing louder. "You thought you'd mock me," Leavitt said, her voice steady, unyielding. "But your scandals, you keep dodging. That's the real Joe Can't. I'm exposing it." The crowd roared. Some stood. Others shouted. The blow landed clean. Ellen's hands trembled slightly. Her voice came back sharp, almost a snarl. "You're nobody here, Karoline." But it didn't land. The stage itself felt like it was slipping. Leavitt didn't even blink. Her presence had become a force, relentless, cutting through whatever control Ellen had left. Outside the studio, news screens lit up. The clash spread like wildfire, pulling viewers deeper into the moment. "You don't get to judge me," Ellen said, her voice thinner now. A dying ember, but Leavitt's stare held. Her voice stayed calm, steady. "You made this a stage for judgment," she said. "I'm just holding up the mirror." The audience leaned forward, caught between tension and anticipation, waiting for the next strike. Karoline Leavitt's words kept coming, precise and unflinching, tearing through the illusion that once held the room together. Cheers and jeers collided, but the balance had shifted. More now laughed at Ellen's faltering grip, their earlier loyalty eroding. Leavitt leaned forward, tablet in hand. Each clip another crack in the foundation. Ellen sat rigid, her face pale. Her voice caught between anger and forced charm. "Karoline, you're making a fool of yourself," she snapped. "This isn't your press room. It's my show, fool," Leavitt replied instantly. Her gaze locked in. "You're the one dodging truth, hiding behind a smile while I lay it bare." The crowd erupted again, some cheering, others hissing but louder than before. She tapped her tablet, another clip. Ellen sidestepping a 2022 controversy, deflecting with humor that now felt hollow. "This is your show," Leavitt said. "A stage for deflection, and I'm dismantling it." The studio tightened. Ellen's hands trembled. Her control was nearly gone. "Dismantle me." She shot back, voice rising. "You're a Trump pawn, Karoline, selling lies for clout. That's your whole act." A few scattered laughs, but weaker. Now, Leavitt's expression didn't change. "Pawn," she said, swiping again. Another clip-alon, cozying up to a disgraced guest. Avoiding accountability, "You sell out for ratings, Ellen," she said. "That's the real scam." Gasps rippled through the audience. Some cheered. Others booed, but the shift was undeniable. Backstage, panic was setting in. The numbers were climbing fast. Clips were everywhere. "She's destroying Ellen." Producer whispered. "Get something. Anything," the manager urged, her composure cracking in the shadows. Leavitt's aide smiled wider. "Karoline's got her." Out front, the crowd leaned further toward Leavitt, now laughing openly at Ellen's strained replies. Their applause building into something louder, more decisive. "You invited me here to humiliate me," Leavitt said, her voice clear, controlled, cutting straight through the noise. Her eyes didn't leave Ellen. "But your lies, your fake tears, they're the joke. And I'm making you face it." The audience surged. Some waved signs. Others shouted, her words hit like a rising tide. Ellen's face tightened, her voice dropping into a hiss. "You're nothing here, Karoline." But it didn't land. The stage felt like it was cracking beneath her. Across the country, newsrooms lit up. Screens filled with clips of the show, down Leavitt's momentum, impossible to ignore. In the studio, the laughter had changed. It wasn't warm anymore. It was cutting. Ellen's hands trembled. Her voice came back weaker now, strained. "You won't." Win this. But it sounded like a fading. Cole. Leavitt didn't hesitate. Her voice stayed calm, controlled. Relentless. Tom, the audience leaned forward, waiting, knowing something final was coming. Karoline Leavitt's presence filled the room now, her words turning the crowd into a force of their own. What had started as entertainment had become something sharper, more decisive. The crowd's noise swelled, jeers rising louder than applause. The shift was complete. Leavitt sat tall, her tablet still in hand, clip a final nail in what remained of Ellen's control. Ellen slumped slightly in her chair, her composure slipping, her voice cracking. Karoline, you've gone too far. Pause. This is my show, and you're done. Leavitt leaned forward. Done, she said quietly. Her eyes didn't move. You're the one finished. The words landed hard. Your lies are exposed. Your stage, it's already falling apart. The crowd erupted, some standing now, others shouting over each other. Leavitt tapped her tablet one last time. A final clip, Ellen dodging a recent controversy with a laugh that now felt hollow forced. This is your legacy, Leavitt said. A performance built on avoiding the truth. The room shook with reaction. Ellen leaned forward again, desperation breaking through. You're nobody, Karoline, she snapped. A mouthpiece, mocked by my audience. You'll never win. Few scattered laughs, but thin, uncertain, because the room had already turned. Leavitt's voice cut through it. They're not laughing with you anymore, she said. They're laughing at you. Silence followed, heavy, unavoidable. Stage. No one moved. Screens showed the numbers climbing, millions watching in real time. A producer lowered her phone slowly. She's lost them. No one argued. On stage, the weight of it settled in. Ellen didn't speak again. Leavitt stood. You thought you could control this, she said, her voice steady, final. But truth doesn't stay quiet just because it's inconvenient. She turned slightly, looking out at the audience, then back again. This wasn't your moment anymore. A pause. It never really was. She stepped away from the table. The crowd erupted behind her, loud, divided, overwhelming, and for the first time since it began. Ellen had nothing left to say. The cameras kept rolling for a few seconds longer, capturing the silence. The aftermath, the shift that couldn't be. Undone, then they cut, leaving the stage, the lights, and the weight of what just happened hanging in the air.